The NBA offseason is always a time of excitement and speculation, but this year, it might reach new heights with potential blockbuster trades in the works. Among the most intriguing rumors is a three-team trade involving the Golden State Warriors, the Atlanta Hawks, and the Los Angeles Clippers. This proposed deal could see Paul George and DeJounte Murray heading to Golden State, while Jonathan Kuminga would find a new home in Atlanta. Such a trade would not only shake up the rosters of these teams but could also redefine the landscape of the league, adding fresh dynamics and intensifying the competition. For the Atlanta Hawks, this offseason is pivotal. They hold the number 1 overall pick in the draft, a position that gives them a unique opportunity to select a game-changing talent. However, the Hawks also face significant decisions regarding their current roster. The backcourt pairing of Trae Young and DeJounte Murray, which has shown promise, might be reconsidered in favor of other strategic moves. Additionally, key players like Clint Capella, DeAndre Hunter, and Bogdan Bogdanović could be on the trading block, indicating a potential overhaul that could transform the team's future trajectory. Meanwhile, the Los Angeles Clippers are in a state of flux as well, especially with Paul George's contract situation looming large. George has the option to opt out of his contract, but there's substantial speculation that he might choose to opt in and then request a trade. The Warriors have emerged as a serious contender for George's services, which makes sense given their ambition to reclaim the championship throne. Adding a player of George's caliber to the mix could provide the Warriors with the boost they need to remain competitive in the ever-tough Western Conference. The Golden State Warriors, always at the center of trade buzz, could be on the verge of another significant acquisition. Bringing in stars like Paul George and DeJounte Murray would not only bolster their lineup but also send a clear message about their championship aspirations. Such a move would complement their existing core of Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green, potentially creating a powerhouse team capable of dominating the league. This proposed trade, if it comes to fruition, could be the catalyst for an exhilarating new chapter in the Warriors' storied history. Considering the scenario where the Golden State Warriors do not re-sign Klay Thompson, the potential for significant roster changes becomes an intriguing topic. The Warriors have been speculated as a possible destination for DeJounte Murray, and envisioning a scenario where they acquire both Murray and Paul George is captivating. The idea involves the Warriors parting with some key players and future draft picks, a move that could shake up the team dynamics significantly. This exercise isn't a concrete suggestion but rather a fun exploration of what could happen if bold moves were made. From the perspective of the Atlanta Hawks, acquiring Jonathan Kuminga, Andrew Wiggins, and Gary Payton II could be transformative. Kuminga, a young and highly promising player, paired with the experienced Wiggins and the defensive prowess of Payton II, would provide the Hawks with a robust foundation. This trade could rejuvenate their lineup, making them a formidable force in the Eastern Conference. It's a high-risk, high-reward scenario that hinges on the potential growth and chemistry of the new acquisitions. The Warriors, on the other hand, would receive Paul George, DeJounte Murray, and PJ Tucker. This trade would give them an immediate boost in star power and versatility. Paul George's scoring ability and defensive skills, combined with Murray's playmaking and Tucker's toughness, would create a well-rounded and dynamic squad. This shift could reignite the Warriors' championship aspirations, providing them with the talent necessary to compete at the highest level. The infusion of new energy and talent could be the catalyst they need to dominate once again. For the Los Angeles Clippers, acquiring Chris Paul, Moses Moody, DeAndre Hunter, and 2 unprotected first-round picks from Golden State in 2025 and 2027 represents a strategic long-term investment. Chris Paul's leadership and experience, combined with the youthful potential of Moody and Hunter, would set a new course for the Clippers. The future draft picks add significant value, giving the Clippers flexibility and assets for future trades or rebuilding efforts. This trade could mark the beginning of a new era for the Clippers, balancing present competitiveness with future growth. This speculative trade scenario, while purely hypothetical, highlights the excitement and complexity of NBA trade possibilities. It's a testament to the strategic thinking and bold decisions that can dramatically alter the course of teams and the league as a whole. First, let's delve into the potential move for the Atlanta Hawks. The team is contemplating trading either Trae Young or DeJounte Murray, with Murray being the more likely candidate. A central part of this trade would involve acquiring Jonathan Kuminga, who has significantly improved this season. Kuminga, a dynamic and athletic wing, would seamlessly complement Trae Young on both ends of the court. The Warriors have been hesitant to part with Kuminga, but the opportunity to obtain a substantial return might change their stance. Integrating Kuminga with Young, Jalen Johnson, and their top draft pick could transform the Hawks into a thrilling team with a promising future. Additionally, Atlanta could offload DeAndre Hunter's contract while retaining Bogdan Bogdanović, and potentially trade Clint Capella for further assets. Examining the fit of the other pieces on the Hawks, there is some concern about Andrew Wiggins. Wiggins, who has 3 years left on his contract, had a disappointing season last year. If he can return to his 2022 form, it would be a significant boost, but that remains uncertain. Gary Payton too, with just 1 year remaining on his deal, would serve as a reliable bench player and defensive asset for Atlanta. The Hawks might be willing to absorb Wiggins' contract if it means acquiring Kuminga. A starting lineup featuring Young, Wiggins, Johnson, Kuminga, and Onyeka Okongwu, with a bench that includes their top draft pick, either Zachary Rizicher or Donovan Clingan, Kobe Buffkin, and Bogdanovich, positions the Hawks as strong playoff contenders next season. For the Golden State Warriors, this trade represents a bold, all-in maneuver to capitalize on the remaining prime years of Stephen Curry. With Klay Thompson potentially departing, the front office would aim to maximize Curry's window by adding players like Paul George and DeJounte Murray, who fit well with Curry's style. Although parting with Kuminga and Moses Moody would be challenging, the Warriors' current roster is not poised for a championship run. Adding George and Murray could shift the balance, giving the team a much-needed boost. PJ Tucker would be included primarily for salary-matching purposes. This trade might be the Warriors' last significant opportunity to make a run at a title with Curry, the franchise's cornerstone. For the Los Angeles Clippers, the trade is about maximizing the value received for Paul George. George, being an older player, might request a trade to Golden State, which could lower his trade value. The Clippers would only need to manage Chris Paul's contract for 1 year while gaining young talents like Moody and Hunter. Additionally, Los Angeles is lacking in draft assets, and obtaining 2 unprotected picks from Golden State would be a substantial gain. These picks could then be leveraged to acquire an asset that could help the Clippers remain competitive in the immediate future. The Golden State Warriors find themselves at a critical juncture, with a potential trade that could reshape their future. Trading away young talents like Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody, along with 2 unprotected picks, might seem steep. However, the Warriors are driven by a desire to maximize their championship window with Stephen Curry. Despite the high cost, this move could bring in a player like Paul George, whose experience and skills could significantly bolster their roster. It's a bold strategy, but one that reflects the team's commitment to seizing every opportunity to remain at the top. For the Atlanta Hawks, acquiring Kuminga would be a significant win. The young forward's potential is immense, and pairing him with the right veterans could accelerate his development. Moving on from DeJounte Murray and potentially DeAndre Hunter indicates a strategic shift towards building a more balanced and youthful squad. Hunter, despite his past inconsistencies and injuries, showcased his best shooting season recently and remains a solid defender. This trade could inject new energy into the Hawks, providing them with the versatility and talent needed to climb higher in the competitive Eastern Conference. The Los Angeles Clippers, on the other hand, are at a crossroads with Paul George. Given his age and recent performances, securing a star in return might be unrealistic. However, obtaining players like Moody and Hunter could address several of their immediate needs. Hunter's defensive prowess and recent offensive improvements, along with Moody's potential, offer the Clippers a chance to solidify their roster. Moreover, the unprotected picks could be pivotal assets, possibly flipped in future deals to bring in additional talent. This trade could be a step towards reshaping their team dynamics and maintaining competitiveness. Trades of this magnitude are rare, but the potential impact on the teams involved makes this scenario captivating. The Warriors' pursuit of another championship with Curry, the Hawks' aim to rejuvenate their roster with young talent, and the Clippers' efforts to remain relevant without George, all set the stage for an intriguing offseason. As the NBA landscape continues to evolve, fans and analysts alike should stay alert for further developments. This offseason promises to be a whirlwind of strategic moves and bold decisions, epitomizing the ever-dynamic nature of professional basketball.